Welcome back for another field trip. We are traveling through Atlanta to do a few rip and replace panels. This is my rental. It's a Hyundai Tucson 2024. It's all right. I miss my RAV4 though. We are currently at a wastewater plant, so it smells pretty dookie-like out here. This particular panel that we're gonna rip out, this is all the old stuff. This is the effluent, so this will be the very end of the wastewater process. As you can see, everything is really dated, so we're talking 1950s, 1960s. Some of this has probably been replaced over the decades. Some of it's probably outdated, not even used, and even the stuff on top of that is probably outdated and not used. So this one of those places that has a lot of history. So if we come down underground, probably extremely safe in a tornado hazard. We can see 4 pumps. They're pretty small vertical pumps, and then it looks like they have another pump down here. I'm not entirely sure what's going on down here. I haven't scoped it all out or anything, just looking at the panels. So out here we're walking outside, pretty wide open, nothing going on. The room to my right is chlorine. The room to the left I think is like chlorine testing or something. And out here we can see a bunch of dookie water. Surprisingly, this is probably relatively okay-ish water compared to the rest of the plant. We will see some nastier water more than likely, especially at the influent where the septic tanks dump the water. This is, like, I think over this edge, let's look over this edge. There's a little bit of dookie water in there, yeah. So it's not the most fun place to be, but there could be worse places. Let's take a look over here. So this is a clarifier. They take all the water and they just try to, clarify it. So this is no longer in use. These rocks act like a filter. So those pipes will rotate around in circles and just squirt water all over it, and they would act as a filter. You can see garbage in it. All right, so back to the hotel, and it looks like Hilton updated their TVs. It's actually, I can't see my name very well. They got my name on the TV. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this is my hotel. Day 2. So it is windy and cold out all of a sudden. I guess fall is really headed our way. So I went to the breakfast place, and they got rid of my muffins. They had packaged muffins I could take with me, for on-the-go breakfast. And now they have like handmade muffins, which, I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Of oats. I don't want an oat muffin. Anyway, yep. So day 2. So I'm out today, and I'm going to go back to the water plant and clean up the just loose ends and just finish that job. And then, of course, probably lunchtime, and then go back to the wastewater plant. So I forgot to take a video of it, but we did end up finished doing the servers. But this is what it looked like before we even anchored them down. Just big old open rack. All right, so this is the influent, and it is a freaking mess. You can see there's dirt daubers everywhere. We got a short that happened, basically right here. Basically almost started a fire here. And who knows why, but this was probably the source of why they no longer have a SCADA system. Graphics system. And dude, spiders, man. There are spider webs absolutely freaking everywhere. I can't go anywhere without getting a face full of spider butt juice. Like, it's disgusting. So here's the old door. The door doesn't even sit anymore. The hinges have completely rusted off because the plexiglass in the front was popped out, and all the rain got into it. The sun was baking it. That's the old plexiglass. And so we're going to have to get one of the maintenance guys to cut us a new sheet of plexiglass and seal the panel, because it's just terrible. I can't have our brand new panel going in there and having the same fate that the old panel did. This is the influence. So this is where all the nasty water is coming in, and this apparently this fell over once, and they had to redo the foundational structure of metal there. Over here on the left, all the septic tanks trucks will pull up, and they'll just straight pump into like the little ravine. I don't know if they even use this right side over here, but this left side, they just pump straight into it, and it is nasty. And they have these bar screens, and that trash over there is everything that was in the septic tank. And they take these rakes and they pull up everything on the bar screen and dump it into that little dump thing. I don't think I've seen them use this at all the entire time I was here, but you see it just pushes things where they need to go. And I don't know if they use the tower anymore either, but regardless, this place stinks. And the very first day we were there, we decided not to do it at all because it was so bad. I mean, it was so hot. It's like 96 degrees at least. I got major sunburn from it. We ended up doing the second day, and it didn't smell nearly as bad, thankfully. So here's just some cool old stuff. Just water. I mean, it's a wastewater plant. You're going to see a lot of water. And it would suck to fall down there. I don't know if you guys saw that, but earlier on we were passing chlorine building stuff at the effluent building. There was a ladder going down in there. Man, I'm not jumping in that crap. Look at that. There's handles. Like, I know stuff happens, but oh my lord, I would not want to go into that stuff. So this building looks pretty useless. I doubt they do anything in this building anymore. That panel is definitely not being used, except maybe to power the lights or something. Usually that's where you would have like the major... this panel is completely empty. But that stuff is usually where you'd have like the major breakers and stuff for the motors that run the pumps and stuff. Earplugs. Oh, it's not very loud down here, so we're going to take a look. A look-sees. Oh, there's so many freaking spider webs, man. It's disgusting. All right. Yeah, pretty safe from a tornado. I don't know if I'd want to be down this one either, though. Pretty nasty. Very, very bright, considering all the other places we've been to where all the light bulbs are burnt out. Like, we thought we broke these rusted bolts, but actually, they're just non-counter-screwed screws on the end of bolts. So that was interesting. And we really thought we were screwed here. One of these days, we'll be coming back with another set of panels, and this will be one of the places that we have to put a panel in. You see the door is falling off here. Looks like there's a wasp nest in the corner again. And I can't tell you, I'm so afraid to open some of these panels sometimes because I never know what I'm going to anger on the inside. But it looks like that door is falling off in there, so we'll have to get rid of that. Hopefully, looks like that meter's brand spanking new. Hopefully we can get a decent plexiglass seal for that panel. I mean, it seems like the main issue is people need to close these panels. Half the time there's no reason to be in them, but they need to close them. Even if they don't work, it makes it an expensive nightmare in the future for them when they don't keep that stuff closed. Desperately, like, even for your own sake, even just so you don't open it later on when somebody asks you to, you don't get a face full of wasps. So you remember the structure with all the big rocks inside of it? Well, this is what replaces it. And it kind of surprises me that these plants don't grow roots deep enough to break into the sides of these and cause massive leaks. But these two structures are probably 3 times taller, maybe even 4 times, fucking spider web, than the rock one. So I'm going to show you what they do instead of rocks. Oh man, so many spider webs. So they use this, and I would assume it looks like this all the way down, and it filters the water that's just, being squirted out on top of it. It looks like a really fun game though. Like if you could jump on top of it and make it all the way to the middle, and if you look at the middle, it's like a little bit of a drop off. But yeah, plants even grow on this. It's crazy. And all the green stuff is algae and some type of special algae or whatever, which could very well just grow naturally in there. And it partially actually helps clean the water. Obviously, you wouldn't want to eat the algae or drink the algae, but it helps a little bit, you know? Yeah, there's a huge spider web going across the light bulb into the rail. I'm not walking into it. There's even more plants on that side. I just want to know what's down this hole. Looks like nothing. Gross. Okay, so I guess I'm mainly just getting a video of this, so if I ever can't remember what's back here in the future, I could come back and look at this video myself. You know, sometimes I don't know if I want to open it, but you know what? Let's try to open this one. Just for future me's sake, you know what I mean? Man, my arm is getting tan. All right, so it is not wanting to budge, and I don't really want to try too hard. All right, there we go. Okay, so we have a VFD, a very small one. Not a whole lot. Got a lot of terminated ends, or at least wire nutted ends. Interesting. Not super secure, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so this panel is, well, that right side is definitely not being used. 100% not being used. This kind of looks more like a storage building for now. Yeah, definitely curious on what's down there. I bet you it's a 10 out of 10 storm shelter against a tornado. Bet you. Let's take a look. Oh man, spider webs. Okay, yeah, I think I wouldn't mind going down here during a storm shelter. It's a little bit cleaner. You don't see sludge all over the walls and all over the floor. Dirty, but not sludgy. Definitely the better option. I think part of it is just because it doesn't seem like they use this building as much as some of the other buildings, or it doesn't leak as much at least. I'm actually like partially scared to even go down some of these staircases because I know for a fact that the alarm system is broken in a lot of these places. And even if they were, a lot of the times people wouldn't be able to hear them because it's so far away, or sometimes the alarms would be inside the building. There's no way they can hear that. Sometimes the pumps are louder than the alarms. But even if, I feel like they don't work most of the time. And so sometimes I'm scared to even come down here because I don't know if there's like a gas in here. For example, the chlorine building, 100%, there's no alarm for that chlorine building. At least I didn't see a working one, one that was wired. So that's like instant death. So we're here at the digester. That's kind of gross. We're in the gut. I just want to take a look out here. Not much going on. I know in a previous video, you know, talking about going down somewhere and nobody being able to hear you or help you, I opened up a huge iron door on a cabinet to try to trace some wires, and the whole fucking door fell on me, man. Like, it was a heavy door. It just straight fell off the hinges. Like it didn't even look like there was anything holding the hinges down. Straight off of the hinges. And I only had one hand because I was using my other hand to hold my tools and stuff. Okay, so here's another hole. Interesting. Yeah, definitely don't want to go down there. Here's the clarifier again, though, in case you wanted a higher up view. We need to work on the panels to the right in the building. We're going to go in the building. That's upside down. All right. So here's a good view. We got some old motors probably. I think they're old. Some big old pipes. And some more stuff that's probably not used at all ever again. And I can't tell if that door is older or newer. But I can. But yeah, I think they might want to replace the door if that's newer, because that door is starting to deteriorate and it's not even hooked up. You know, I'm kind of curious what the expiration date on the can. It'd be sick if it was like a really old can, but you know, the odds of that, I'm sure somebody is throwing it away eventually, right? Right. All right, so here's the old panel. It's probably the best looking panel they have. Alright, we'll get to that later. Keep looking around here. Some big pipes, man. Big old pipes. You can drain those huge clarifiers in like 30 minutes with those pipes and those pumps. 2025. Alright, so that's kind of lame. And this is a caution, watch your step sign. That's cool. Alright. I just wanted to get a quick video of this because I thought it was interesting that it looks like that. So we walked up the digester building. Or maybe not digester. I'm not exactly sure what building this is. And once again, the door's open to the panel, which is not great. I went ahead and opened up this super rusted out door. And there's spider webs everywhere. So this doesn't look like it's being used at all anymore. But it's basically got two VFDs. And VFDs basically control the speed at which a pump is able to run. So if you want to slow down the pump or speed it up, change how much water's going. Oh man, see, this is exactly why I hate opening up panels, because look how many there were. Like, ugh, man. And I'm by myself. Ugh. In August of 2023, I started developing the game CDZ. It is viewable on Steam, just not quite playable in early access yet. This zombie game is a 1-to-1 scale of Earth, and it is very similar to Rust, but more PvE orientated. Once I got the plants, rivers, and all the rest of the landscape fixed, I started working on the game mechanics, and as you see here, this is what's visible on Steam. For 2025, it may feel like I have abandoned the game because I haven't uploaded any new imaging, but I wanted a bigger map, and there's not a whole lot to show for on a bigger map. So this is where we are. As you can see, the map is a lot bigger than what it used to be, and that's, takes a lot of work. But this is what you can expect in the game in the future. It is ginormous. So definitely head over to Steam and wishlist us and give us some love. It took the electrician an entire day to install this freaking outlet. Like, in the amount of time it takes us to do and rip out a panel, label every single wire, nut them, cut them, clean them, put them in a new panel, it is absolutely ridiculous that he didn't have that one freaking outlet done. That's insane. Anyway, back to the project. So we have these panels. So this is a lift station. So basically this is going to be out way away from the wastewater plant, over where houses are and sewage system intake stuff is, like those pipes in the roads and stuff like that. So this place pushes all that liquid out towards the plant. And so there's going to be two of them in this situation. There's going to be two different stations, and they pump it together into one station. It would be called the main lift station, and it lifts that water to the plant. So this is super deep, and there are a lot of spider webs. Yep. Supposedly, recently somebody was working down here because one of the pumps stopped working, and a grate from at the very top fell down and hit the dude in the head, and he survived it. And we're talking like these grates that you see on the ground all the way up. Insane. So yes, this is definitely an example of a place that I'm scared to go, just because I don't know if there's chemical, like gas in the air or something. Like, you see how tall that is? I don't think the camera even does it justice, but it's up there. Ooh, you can see the sludge on the staircase where the pump stopped working, and it flooded this whole area. Can you imagine pumping all this out? Oh man, that's disgusting. Man, oh yeah, you can see pump 2 over there. It's not even connected anymore. Like, I don't think there's a pump at all anymore. But man, it flooded this whole area. Oh man, can you imagine working down here right when it does it? Ooh. But yeah, cleaning this out probably really, really sucks. And that sucks, man. That just really sucks. So this is basically the pulley system that they used to get pumps down. I'll take a gander down there, but this place looks even worse. Like, this is the same place, so it's just the separate section of the building, so it's gonna be a separate staircase. But there's so many like spider webs. I'm probably not gonna go all the way down the staircase. I'll just take a peek over the side. It is so nasty. It actually kind of stinks pretty bad over here too. I feel like stupid walking like this, but it is the only way to not get spider webs all over my face and arms. Oh man, if I drop my phone right there, that would suck. That is some nasty water. That's everybody's poop water, man. Yeah, that's about as far as I'm gonna go. I think the pumps are kind of, I don't know. Are they pushing it in there or not? This is the, I think this might be the exact piece that fell down and hit the dude in the head. Crazy. It's been pretty much determined that not a single thing in here works. So we're definitely replacing this entire enclosure. I thought it was kind of interesting here on the backside of the building. So this pipe comes out and it's just absolutely ruining the ground near the foundation. Of course, the foundation is probably like 100 feet straight down, but still, it's destroying the land around it. So that's pretty much going to be all for this week. It turns out that the electrician that was out there, I guess he was missing something. It's probably like his cement drill or something. I don't know. He said he didn't have the right part or whatever to continue doing what he was doing. Originally, I wanted to leave here before hotel checkout at 11, but that didn't happen. I ended up going back to the server, figuring out what the heck was wrong with the server, which the manufacturer sent us the wrong part. We wanted a UPS for the dual server system for redundancy, and it was an SMX server or SMX APC unit that we wanted, and they sent us an SMT. And I'm guessing maybe they wrote it down when they were doing the whole process over at the manufacturer, and they mistook the X as a T. And Bob's your uncle, we got the wrong part. And man, those things are so freaking heavy. Oh, that was a nightmare. And then we had to undo it and put it in a box again, and I got to ship it back and get another one and bring it back and plug that sucker in. But yeah, so that, if it was just that, I would have been gone today, but they decided to come and grab the 2 lift station panels. And we went out there, we stood there for a while, but nobody ever came to give the electricians whatever he needed. And it was nearing the end of the day. I was like, yeah, even if you do get the part, you're still going to spend all day doing whatever you need to do to mount the panel for us to do our work. There's no way we would even have enough time to finish it. So we're like, yeah, we're kind of screwed here. I mean, we can't do anything. So back to the hotel, and there's absolutely no way we're going to be able to do anything tomorrow, Friday. So we're going to, first thing in the morning, head back home, head back to the office. And I have a rental car, the Tucson. So, I'm scheduled to bring that back. So I can't waste too much time. I got to bring that sucker back. And then we'll gather our thoughts, get a couple more panels together, built, grab that server, APC UPS, and start another round of upgrades.